Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track. Never whack, bring it back. And we are here once again with Strawhat Sitdown, episode 4. Oh, made it 4 episodes, baby. I'm here with the Straw Hat gang. We got that boy BlackHawk in the building. What's good, brother?
What's good, Joe? What's poppin'? It's a beautiful Strawhat Sitdown kind of day. We got a healthy kind of amount of stuff to go through today.
Yeah, we got a lot of content to go through. We got 3 chapters to go over. A lot of stuff happened since our last
magical
meeting.
do-rag is on. The do-rag is on.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. We got Mysta in the building too. What's good, bro?
Oh, what's good, everybody? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. We got Straw Hat in the building. Good, bro.
What's good, everyone? Happy 2022. Hope you all doing well.
There you go, sir. Blessings. And that boy Yhuss in the building. Good, bro.
Hope y'all are good. I'm excited to talk about the chapters today.
Be out here. Yep. So like we mentioned earlier, it's been a minute, so we do have 3 chapters to go over. I'm just gonna do an extremely short summary. Like I just have normally I type out the summaries myself, so I try not to miss anything, but I just got the wikis up with their little short summaries, so I'm just gonna skim through those and explain what happened, then we can go in depth after. Yeah, go right into it. We're gonna start with chapter 1034, Sanji versus Queen. Very good one. Didn't even have it on. All right, yeah. So go ahead. What happened?
No. I was saying I completely forgot that happened. That's how long it's been. Man.
Yeah, the same thing happened, bro. When I started, I hadn't even realized that we had 3 chapters to go over, But we out here, though. We out here.
Indeed.
So, we'll start with chapter 1034, Sanji versus Queen. We started out with Queen and Sanji doing battle. Queen revealed that he had the same powers as Sanji's brothers, using them against Sanji. No little back and forth blows there, and then he activates his invisibility power. That's Sanji's with the raid suit. So he has all the brothers' powers and Sanji's raid suit powers as well. And as this happens, Sanji disappears himself using his super speed, and then the mouse, Osum, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the name of the mouse. Osum is the name of the girl, I think.
Oh, the mouse is like Choji or something.
Yeah. Okay, Choji pulls up, and then Osum comes out to see Choji. And once Queen sees Osum, he reveals that it was him who had hit her earlier and caused Sanji to have all this self-doubt, you know what I mean? And reveals that it was actually him all along. Sanji, realizing this, just goes fucking Super Saiyan bananas and just starts attacking him with just invents like 50 different new moves and just starts smacking the hell out of him.
You gave him a full course meal, yo.
Full course meal, hits the final blow, sends him flying, and pretty much the end of the fight in the chapter right there. Yeah, lit chapter. What you guys think?
Amazing.
I loved it. It was that whole moment we had where we discussed, I think it was the first or second episode of the podcast, where we were discussing all of these theories on what kind of person Sanji is now, has to consider himself, because he just cracked the woman over the head. But now all of that's out the window. He just obliterated.
But let me ask y'all this. Did anybody honestly think that Sanji hit her?
No, I didn't.
But there was plenty of theories.
No, definitely.
I think there was a little bit of doubt. I think it would have been a crazy character development, a crazy change in his character, even if it was accidental. Yeah. But I think deep down it's hard to believe that after building up Sanji to be this person who feels the way he does about women, towards women, etc., that he would actually just turn around and hurt a woman.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And then unknowingly too,
right.
And then
right, because there were a lot of instances where it would have been acceptable for him to, because the enemies was a woman, and if he didn't hit her, then all the Straw Hats lose. You know what I'm saying? Or if he had taken out a woman earlier in the series, maybe a lot of things could have been prevented. You know what I mean? There were a lot of instances where that happened, but it didn't. You know what I mean? So for him to go through all of those instances and staying true to his character just to accidentally break his pact here, it would be pretty crazy. You know what I mean?
It would be wild. I do think it would have been insane. It would have been wild, and like that really could have cemented how like fucked up the changes were. Cause like right now, like okay, he's like, oh, I'm changing. He called up Zoro. He's like, yo, kill me if I'm, a different person or something like that. Just for like nothing to really happen. And it would have been insane if he actually had some consequences. And he's like, fuck, I can't use the race ever again. I gotta actually be mad careful. That would have been sick, I think, because like would have realized like this shit is serious.
Yeah.
But Oda's not about the life, bro. He's not gonna do that, bro.
Yeah, I respect that. I don't want to say Oda's a safe writer, but he definitely doesn't take too drastic changes, and you can see that with the lack of killing throughout the series.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit,
That's what I
I
was
mean.
gonna
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
he doesn't like to do too drastic of changes, but it is what it is.
But still, fire chapter. He gave the nigga the work. I was thinking a cool thing was that Queen was using his brother's moves, and it's like by overcoming them, he was overcoming Germa in a sense.
There was definitely a lot of character development for Sanji. We thought, I thought at the end, after the whole kick, it was like, all right, Sanji's got his whole arc. Yeah. He went through it all. He's good, but he's gone even further beyond now, and he got a power up.
Yeah.
He's definitely coming out here cemented as one of the big three of the Straw Hats.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
And then on top of that, like I think also to add on to some of that commentary about Sanji hitting a woman, I kind of feel like when it comes down to it, Oda wants to always put him in situations where his code is always challenged because of the fact that like as other characters, they go through regular character. There's two different types of character developments that we all are familiar with. There's the character development where the world is changing, the character involved, and then there's the other one where the character involved is changing the world in a way. And like most of the time for Sanji, his code is who he is, and that will never change. But so because of the fact that he's writing him like that, the whole point is to challenge that code at all times. And it's like, yes, Sanji, you kind of want to do this. This is kind of helpful if you did this, and he's just sticking to his gun. Like, no, like he could have done something to like old girl from CP9. He could have done something to like many other people that like it would have been justified in the audience viewpoints, but like. This should let anyone know right here that from this point on, if you ever wondered if Sanji would hit a woman, just throw that out the window because it will probably never.
Yeah, absolutely not. Definitely not. You can definitely throw that out the window.
That's dead.
I think one other thing from the chapter is that they showed that Momo was grabbing Kaido's clouds. He changed his approach to trying to move on Onigashima instead of
because he can't make his own yet.
Yeah, he's trying to make his own small clouds, but they're like mad small. They're not really doing nothing. So he like switched to like he went around, and I think he's like grabbing them and trying to pull it another way. So that's just an interesting little update.
Real quick though, Queen only did his brother's moves, right? He didn't show like Reju's poison.
He didn't do Reju's poison.
Yo, is Reju doesn't have a devil fruit, right?
That was a theory that like Raisin is actually a devil fruit user or something.
Because remember, she's not enhanced like her brothers are. If I'm not mistaken.
I think she is. I think she's like a prototype, but the only reason she has emotions is because like her mom was like teaching her and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay. No,
she is like low key enhanced, if not.
Okay. Yeah. No. Definitely. That's why I was just curious.
Yeah, that is interesting. I actually don't know. I don't think it's ever been.
Real quick to how you guys were talking about Sanji though, because I was reading a few theories. Since we've been talking, and one of the theories is that they think that he's gonna fight Green Bull, not actually Kizaru. You know how like everyone is lining up to fight an admiral because of the way Green Bull is. Like when he was talking to Fujitora, he doesn't eat, right? He sees women disrespectfully, and apparently he cooked because Fujitora said that thank you for making the food. Like so. This guy makes food, but he doesn't eat food. So I feel like those are things that like all go against Sanji immediately. Just like how Straw Hat was saying, like how Oda's always setting up fights for Sanji going against his code. I think that might actually be like the one that he'll go against. But we should probably just continue to the next chapter.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. Though.
One thing I also wanted to point out, the ending where he was like doing a bunch of moves is reminiscence to that fight on Arlong Park against one dude. Where he did the same thing where he was going crazy with all the moves and stuff like that too.
Damn, I don't remember that. Wow.
Check that out.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. That's crazy.
I'm curious what color the flame's gonna be like. Is it gonna be like white?
I hope it's just white. Yeah.
It looks white. Like, I would hope it's like white lightning. That would be sick.
Because like
a combination of like some type of like red, white aura.
Yeah,
like, that would
Zoro got like black lightning conquers. Actually.
That or maybe. Did you see any lightning on his kicks? Because I know that some people were saying that there was some lightning on Sanji's kick.
It was lightning
I
when he like did when he stands up and he said Ifrit jump. Like there was lightning coming out, but like it's not like it's not some Conqueror Saga shit.
I don't think it's that.
Imagine though,
that would be dope as hell though.
The white fire with fucking purple lightning popping out, like that'd be kind of fucking OD.
Nah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
I think though, like that lightning is also because there's two times when people fight and there's that lightning effect when it evolves Haki. It's like Conqueror's Haki, and then when it's just the black coating, but it's like fused with something or whatever. Like sometimes black lightning comes out even then. So
yeah, I think those were like two people are just clashing, and then there's like lightning. I think that's like a clash of just the regular Conqueror's Haki. Like we see it versus Doflamingo, we see it versus on Chinjiao. So yeah, it's interesting, but it's kind of confusing sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of confusing, but yeah,
it's confusing because I don't think Ulti was Ulti confirmed to have Conquerors?
I don't think so, right? But like they showed that.
When she headbutted Luffy, there was black lightning.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
It's weird. I feel like it's like some type of like black hardening, and then there's sometimes. I mean, most of the time it happens with Conquerors, but sometimes Oda, I feel like, does that with with the black coating as well. Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird. Confusing. But I think we should move on.
All right, cool. Yeah, really good chapter. Next one, we got Mr. Zoro versus K. Very, very good chapter to follow up the last one. We're finishing up a lot of these fights around Onigashima. Real quick summary. We start the chapter with the ending of the last fight. We show Queen getting blown up Onigashima. He gives the mouse back to the woman. Excuse me. He gives the mouse back to the woman, and then he collapses. He's finished. We go to the Zoro versus King fight, title of the chapter, and Zoro makes a realization that King's super durability goes away when the flames on his back are out. And once he realizes this, he strikes him and actually does damage to him, and causes King to remove his mask. They continue to fight. King, my bad. You know what it is? I'm reading this summary and it's throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm gonna just go through it. If anything I say is wrong, just let me know.
No, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
You said you had notes, right? Yeah, go for that.
Yeah. So they fight. King goes back to Kaido, rescuing him from the lab and whatnot. We get a flashback. This is where we get the first flashback of King, right? Was it this chapter?
Yeah.
I mean, not King, of Kaido.
Yeah.
Right.
Same difference.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we get the flashback. We see a young Kaido speaking to King about how he's going to change the world. And this inspires King's last attack. But Zoro, at the end of the day, claims his victory. Ends up using his new Conqueror's Haki for one final attack. Slices up King. And we end the chapter with him giving King the works. Good chapter. What you guys think?
Oof. The
Amazing.
reveal. King is fucking beautiful. The King is one beautiful ass motherfucker, yo. Like his design is OD. Everything. Oh man.
He did the
It
same
was-
thing that what's his face did, Katakuri, when not when they were both exposed for whatever reason, Katakuri for like his mouth and King for like who he is. They both took it out on their subordinates. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Oh
Well,
wow.
I mean, yo, those. So to be fair, those subordinates were ready to snitch, though. They were like, "Yo, let's go make some money real quick."
Yeah, like it's important that people don't see King, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like for the actual like his backstory or whatever. But I guess an interesting thing is that they tell you his real name is like it was like I read like 3 different translations. I heard Albert the first time. I heard Albert. I heard Arbor. I think that was.
I heard one today actually. Hold on, let me find it real quick.
Where do you
All
guys?
this my
hear
nigga's
these
name is not Albert, bro. That's crazy.
things?
What did the
That's
official
come on.
translation say?
I'll tell you right now, bro.
Did we got a name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
In
said
the
his name
chapter?
because in this chapter, because he asks him, he's like, Kaido, when they're walking out of Punk Hazard or whatever, Kaido asks him, he's like, yo, what's your name?
Arbor.
He's like, oh, my
Arbor
name
or
is like
some shit?
Arbor or some shit. And then he's like, okay,
Yeah, it's Arbor.
your name's King now. Like, he made a good decision with that one, bro. 'cause that shit-
That was.
Yeah,
That
Albert.
Arbor is a
Yeah,
wild
Albert.
ass name.
Albert. Yeah, it is.
yeah, Albert. Yeah, Albert. Anyway, it's a very whatever name in my opinion. I'm glad he changed it. But yeah, so get his name. We also know that they're coming out of Punk Hazard right there, which makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. That's where Kaido's Devil Fruit was.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was a very very interesting flashback. And another interesting thing is the legend. Obviously, the line where he says, King asks him, "Do you really think you can change the world?" And Kaido notably says, "I'm the only one who can change it."
can.
I think that's very, very interesting and kind of speaks to maybe a bit of what people have been theorizing about Kaido, in
Yeah.
that he believed that he might have some sort of role to play in this whole true history or whatever, and that he's the chosen one or whatever, aka Joy Boy, as what people think he thought. And then it kind of gets illuminated more in the next chapter, I think. But yeah, this chapter was a very interesting one, and then obviously the Zoro fight. I don't gotta say too much about Zoro. That shit was legendary. That's my fucking goal right there.
Yo, how's this guy able? How's this guy able to make like gears in his sword? That shit was crazy.
He actually did that before, right? He did that
He
earlier
did.
on.
It was subtle, but like this
I
time
think
you
it's-
actually
I think
because
it's like a switch. Honestly, I think he just it's like a
So
mechanical
cool.
sword. It's so dope. Well, that's actually a low key thing that made it one of my favorite Zoro fights. Was that earlier on he like lost his sword to that, and he was like,
Yeah, actually
And then
disarmed
this
him.
time, yeah, he
Yeah.
actually got this, and that's like terrible for a swordsman, of course, right?
of course
So,
it's embarrassing.
it's embarrassing. It's literally embarrassing. So next time he sees that, and then it's a sick how he did it was sick. How he like they clash with Conqueror's Haki, and then the clash like pushed them both backwards.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
to have that like little like moment of like I'm over this, you know what I'm saying? Like those tricks aren't gonna work on me anymore. That was very dope in my opinion.
Also, real quick with King, with the reveal though, is his face tattoo. Because people are there were people who are like in the community are saying like how Dragon has a face tattoo as well. That Dragon is possibly Lunarian, because you know how the King is making fire randomly. How Luffy might also be part Lunarian, because he's able to make fire with the Firehawk and all that stuff too.
Crazy.
Same thing with Sanji. I mean, Sanji's mom
Gosh.
lineage. So
Crazy.
I don't know, just ideas out there. But I don't remember, because I remember we saw Dragon in when Goldie Roger was executed, but I don't remember if he had a face tattoo.
He didn't have it then. I also don't think he had it when he saved Sabo.
Okay.
If that
So-
was true, that's a boost to my theory, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I was thinking when I thought about that, I thought about you, and I was like, yo, it makes sense.
This guy might be spitting, bro. Who knows, bro? But I also, although that he didn't have it when he was younger, I reread Skypiea recently, and Wiper didn't have the tattoo when he was younger either. So
Okay.
it's something you get when you're older. So it doesn't have to be like
Okay.
something that you're born with or like they give you at birth, some shit like that.
Mm.
So it might still have to be the case where there's some sort of connection there, because all the the monkey D people have something on the left side of their face. Like Garp and Luffy have a scar on their eye.
Yes.
Too, right? So I'm sure that's not like we know what, bro. I'm not like I don't want to be one of those like crackpot theorists, but like, damn, this guy doesn't do
Everything
shit.
isn't
it's
shit
true,
don't
it's
just be
true.
coincidence with Oda.
It
I,
also-
Also-
I think that it would be really nice to get some lore or an explanation behind why Luffy and Sanji can use fire attacks, you know, apart
Right?
from just
I'm-
in, you know.
I know some people were saying that Luffy is able to do it because of like the friction with plastic and stuff, but I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Bro, he
Especially
can,
when he does it
he can accelerate his blood to make him move faster, and that's
This is
like
true.
that's where you draw the line. You
You
know what I'm
actually
saying?
are spitting.
You're right,
That is
you're right,
also
you're right,
fact,
you're right, my
fucking
bad.
alive.
Like,
That is also a fact.
I also love the Sanji, like the passion thing. Like, this is his burning heart. I fucking love that shit. So, I don't
True.
know.
Also,
But I
real
do
quick
think
though,
it's way
I
too
love the subtle nod because remember, Zoro learned how to cut fire because of Kinema. That's why he's able to cut through with the two sword style through fucking King's fucking magma dragon shit. Yo, like that. That's some nice shit. Also, he cut King's wing. Like if you look at King's design, he kind of looks like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, especially. And King and Zoro just cut off his wing, making King a one-winged angel. Like that shit is beautiful.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
pretty-
So-
yeah, I can't
Oda's
lie.
the goat, man.
I like this fight for Zoro because it showed a lot of Zoro's like moves and their evolutions, kind of. He used like,
Zoro
so
definitely
many-
was just making shit up, yo.
He was
so
spamming it. He was just
He's
trying
so
everything,
damn
bro.
cool.
He was trying everything, bro. He's like, how I
He
can't
was
hit this nigga.
circling through the whole move set, bro.
Yeah, he tried everything. And then the end, he used the move Flying Dragon Blaze or whatever, the one he beat Ryuma with.
yeah.
And if you guys know that Oda made obviously the Ryuma where he killed the dragon, he actually wrote that before he wrote One Piece. He drew a little bit of a manga called Wanted, and it
Yep,
has all these
yep.
stories or whatever. So Ryuma's fight with the dragon is actually in manga form. I actually read it recently,
Really.
and the
Ooh,
panel.
link that, put that in the
I
chat,
got
bro.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Please do.
The panel where Ryuma is jumping to the dragon, gonna attack, is the same as Zoro in the last panel, jumping towards King's dragon.
Towards King, that's sick.
Wow.
Oh,
Like the
shit.
same,
That's
from
dope.
it's the same, is the way Zoro's body is, like the way the dragon is looking at it, it's the exact. I'll send it in a bit, but it's the
Right.
same. I'm telling you, bro. It's OD chapter. I think that was like so dope. There were so many like little references to his past and the idea of the Shimotsuki's or whatever. So fire fucking chapter, man. I
Oh,
was
man.
getting so lit at this chapter. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude, this shit was OD.
It's pretty sick. Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll move on. Definitely a very
Yeah, we-
fire chapter. This shit is beautiful. What the fuck? I haven't even seen the colored panels.
This color panel right here.
That color
oh
panel.
My God.
So
Look
good.
at my goat
This is
cut
beautiful.
Yo.
into a fucking fire dragon. Look at my goat.
Yes.
Zoro the Minority Hunter strikes again. I'm so proud of him.
Oh no. I saw that earlier today, bro. I saw that earlier today. I said, oh no.
I
not
was
again.
like, damn, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Because he somehow does it all the time.
Very important.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
That's crazy, bro.
This
I
is
can't
also
stand.
Oda's New Year message to everybody.
Oh yes. Yes.
I think there's actually might be some stuff worthy of going over in here. I remember you said something about oh. Okay, yeah, no, it was
Shit, I
that
forgot
he
the
was
movie that I
waiting
wrote.
to draw the last scene of Wano Kuni for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yo, he said so much in that fucking little.
He did say a lot. He was talked about the movie a little bit. I was just skimming through it just to make sure that I wasn't nothing I was forgetting. But he talked about the movie a little bit. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It's nothing that we didn't already know. It's, you know, just asking sarcastic questions, being Oda.
Yeah. He said so much. He said like pay attention to Luffy and
Yes,
you know,
pay attention to Luffy, and I've been waiting to draw the last scene
the
of
last
Wano.
scene is gonna be
I-
like dude,
I-
black
yeah.
soda. Like,
I
It's
can't,
gonna be beautiful.
bro. That
Oh.
shit is gonna be crazy. I actually can't wait. I'm
So-
intrigued to see how this shit ends, man.
And I know that recently that there was like because it's the Chinese New Year, like the year of the tiger. And people were hinting at that possibly Luffy's next transformation for Gear 4 is the tiger, like a tiger transformation.
That would be
So-
cool.
That would make
Yeah,
sense.
so-
He's going through the animals and shit.
Yeah, he definitely. So like that would be pretty
Luffy
cool.
as a tiger man sounds amazing. I can't wait to see.
yeah, and it's like based on I think like this like dragons and tigers are like rivals in like their
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could, yeah,
That would be crazy. Yo, that would be crazy as hell as that like being one of the final panels of Wano. That sounds amazing.
a theory for Gear 5th? Is that-
yeah. The
yeah,
new gear form or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I'll be here for it.
Yo, I've been thinking about it. Actually, I'll talk about it after next chapter.
Yeah, let me just power through this one real quick. We got one more chapter to go through. Chapter 1036. Bushido is the way of death. So in this chapter, we started with Zoro defeating King, slicing his win, etc., etc. King has a quick flashback on a moment in the past. Zoro does the same thing. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Parallel. In a way, the right-hand man making a promise to their main guy, their captain, you know what I mean? Zoro and King both did it, but Zoro's was ultimately stronger, and he ultimately came out victorious.
Yeah, yo, if I could just get in there real quick, I actually forgot to mention that last chapter, King said the legendary line that all the Strawhat said about Luffy is that Kaido's gonna be king of the pirates, and they zoomed out on his face, the shading and everything, the same as when the Strawhat say it was very dope.
That's fire.
This just goes right into that.
Yeah, yep, the parallels are there. They're definitely there. So, King falls off the island. Zoro pushes himself back on Onigashima. And with that, all the All-Stars are defeated, and now it is just Big Mom and Kaido left. We go into Law and Kid's fight for a second. And from here, it's mostly just a lot of going through the other situations in the island, what kind of a catch-up to see where everybody else is at right now. You see Law and Kid's fight. We see Momo continuing to try and pull Onigashima, pulling on the Kaido's flame clouds. We see Yamato going towards the basement. The basement's guarded by one of the numbers, but Fuga just completely smashes that shit and stops the guard from doing anything. We switch over to Usopp, trying to protect Kinemon and Kiku. Slowly losing, just getting overwhelmed. Too many opponents.
But not giving up.
Yeah, not giving up. Yeah, he actually says something about saying not giving up, etc., etc. Classic Shonen shit. Yeah.
Of course, yep.
But
I love Usopp. I love a good Usopp speech.
Usopp's the GOAT. Usopp's the GOAT. We almost lost him, but that boy Izu came in.
Yo, Izu coming in. Put up that panel real quick. Yo, Izu looking OD in that panel, bro.
This panel right here. This fucking panel. Oh my goodness. Yo. I'm not gonna lie. I threw my phone and cracked it the first time I saw this panel. Like I threw my phone, cracked the screen and everything.
Whoa. Did you legitimately?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Actually, no, it's not this panel. It's the next one. You know the panel. Yeah.
Oh,
look further. Yeah.
I see.
You know what I'm talking about. That shit right there. That's a masterpiece of illiterate. I love. This is beautiful. Look at my man. Look at my man with the
back shining. That shit is legendary. That shit is legendary.
If you truly believe in Straw Hat Luffy, you have to live on. Yo, that shit is OD, bro.
Oh my god.
Right.
And he don't even know Luffy like that too.
Right.
Like,
well, he was at Marineford.
he was not. But even though he was at Marineford, he still don't know Luffy.
Wait,
like,
Izu was at Marineford?
Yeah, he was.
He's one of
Whitebeard's
captains, bro.
Yeah, all the Whitebeard commanders were there at Marineford, except for obviously the one who died.
Shit.
I mean, Ace was there.
Yeah, but yeah, Izo's which is why I think this is like a very interesting panel because he takes the robe off and on his back like you would think would be a Whitebeard thing, but it's fucking Kozuki.
Kozuki, yeah, bro.
Wow, you know what, bro? I actually got completely mixed. I didn't even realize when I read this chapter, this was not who I thought it was. That's fucking crazy.
You think it was Denjiro?
Yes, bro. I actually thought it was Denjiro,
No,
bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was Denjiro at first, but if you got to go back and you see him using a gun and like it just smoked everybody. That shit was OD.
Marco and Izo like a few chapters ago were going to the
they were on the way.
Yeah. I just completely. I saw the name too. It just didn't click for me. I was actually a little bit confused reading this chapter at first, but now it all makes sense.
Yeah, no, this is dope. I wish Usopp.
Huh? Go ahead.
I wish Usopp didn't have to be saved though, my nigga. You're a Straw Hat, bro. Like, fighting some fucking scrubs. Like, bro, like.
Yo, you're
smoke
actually
these
kind of
things, bro.
spitting. I'm not gonna front.
Kind of.
I don't
You
disagree.
got
with
a
that.
point, but at the same time, Usopp's not somebody who should be fighting a bunch of scrubs.
That's facts.
Close range
Yeah,
too.
he's not a- yeah,
He's definitely a disadvantage.
But he
big
does
time.
have, he does have those like
this
fog
makes
breeze or
sense.
whatever. He does have like those fucking huge ass plants and shit like that he would use sometimes.
But there's a lot of fire though. There's a lot of
Wait,
fire
what
going
was
on.
he shooting? He was just shooting his little shit.
he was just
You just
Yeah.
shooting but look, it's like 30 niggas here.
yeah, it is a lot of
He's
niggas.
definitely
It's
getting
like
jumped right now.
5 people.
Plus, on
Yeah,
top
it's
of that, I think that
It's
like
like 5 people.
on the scrubs, I mean, he could. I feel like Usopp could have dealt with them too, but you have to remember it's harder to like defend people and deal with a horde of people at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
That and
he-
also I'm thinking because he uses plants. Plants catch on fire. That's gonna cause even more fire. He doesn't. That puts him at a big time disadvantage
Yeah,
while
it's
he's
gonna-
trying to get two people out at the same time.
Yeah, and either way, it was a sick moment for Yuzo. And though I do think this whole like living on speech is just it's Oda talking to us, telling us, "Don't worry, man, keep them on. They couldn't die. You know, you gotta live on and shit like that." Like he's
Man,
Oda giving us his
Oda's
excuses, in my opinion, but it's still a fire moment.
Wait, so Izo this wasn't the reveal that Izo was Iku's brother, right?
No, we already knew that.
We know that from the
happened
flashback.
way earlier.
Bro, I am fuck. That's crazy, man. There's so much stuff going on, bro. Stuff really just be
I
flying
think
over
we
my head
figured that out
sometimes.
in the flashback from like damn, I'm trying to remember.
From Odin's flashback.
Yeah, Oda's
Was it
flashback.
Odin's?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Oda.
because they show that,
You're right, it was,
that they were there.
That they were
remember-
they were like doing some like they were like dancing for money or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, Izo, I mean, it makes sense that Izo would take like Kanjuro's spot as a retainer
Yes.
because he was there from the beginning, you know. So
Yeah, he
even
just
though he
bounced
was-
and never came back. Like he just
Yeah,
got
yeah.
away from his ship and then he's like, you know what, I kind of like it here. Like,
Yeah,
It's cool. It's cool.
that makes sense.
Well,
Okay.
what was
That makes
what was also nice though is Usopp got referred to as God Usopp by Izo, which is huge, you know, because that's a Whitebeard fucking pirate being like, yo, I know who you are, Usopp, like shit.
nah,
That's
That is
so
pretty fire.
cool.
All right, let me finish. Let me just get through the rest of this chapter.
Oh, yes,
real
yes.
quick. So yeah, Izo pulls up, saves them, allows Usopp to get away on Hamlet with Kinemon and Kiku.
hmm
The Raizo and Fuku fight continues. They're both have each other immobilized somehow,
Yep.
and they're just in they're down right now.
They've been like that for like what 30 chapters now.
Yeah,
Some-
yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't think they've been immobilized for
Something
that
of the
long.
sport.
They've been fighting for that long, but right now they're both they got each other stuck with some type of techniques.
Yo, what if they've actually just been paralyzed this whole time, bro? Like, they literally they just like, I'm gonna try to paralyze you at the same time. That's it. That's all they've been doing. That's
Yeah,
why Oda hasn't shown us the fight. Oh my god.
Yeah, this fight has definitely been something. Not as serious as other ones, but still, you know,
Yeah.
definitely nice to see. The building's on fire. Hopefully, one of them makes it out. Hopefully, Raizo makes it out. Actually.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we see Orochi and Komurasaki, quote unquote, together.
Theory. Yep. Mhm.
Whoever that is. The fight on the second floor continues. Appu escapes. Drake is smoked. The number smoked, and CPO is still alive, still on the in the area. We see Sanji's unconscious. The Killer and Beepo fighting, and then we make it to the end of the chapter where we get Luffy and Kaido one more time.
Oof.
I
Taking it
forgot
out.
Killer was even doing shit right now.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
We get one more exchange between them where Kaido smacks Luffy. Luffy fires back.
Head on too, man. That's
Yeah, Luffy fires back. They both get up smiling and enjoying the fight. And that's how we
How
end the chapter.
bugging, or is that a new attack?
guys,
Yeah,
yeah, it was-
no,
it
he
was-
did it. He did it in chapter 1000.
yes.
That was
Yep.
Red Rock. That was Red Rock. He used I'm sure it was Red Rock because it had like fire on it and shit.
Okay.
This is a new move. I think this is like, I think it's honestly just year 3 with Conqueror's Deck. You know, to be honest. Like,
That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a gear 3 move? This is Supposed to be bigger.
I think it's just an infusion of all his fucking gears at this point, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Look, his arm.
look
Like,
at this.
you can tell by like the fucking bulbous part of his wrist.
Yeah, you're
know what I'm
right.
saying?
I thought it was just like a camera thing or like an angle
The
thing. You know what I
perspective?
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just maybe he
yeah.
was making it bigger because you just punched Kaido in the face and they're right there. But look, you're right. The engorged wrist is definitely a Gear 3 thing.
yeah.
But yeah, crazy move. That was, dude.
That's
It's
sick.
crazy.
Dude, Kaido looks so cool, man. His hybrid form is so nice.
Yeah,
Oof.
with the fangs and the
Yeah.
scales for the head. I love it.
Kind of looks a little like Dracula in a way too.
I was thinking the same thing.
I just finished Castlevania recently, so
That's
like
probably
that's
what-
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
way-
yeah.
No, it's just that one panel right there with his like where he's speaking.
yeah.
In the bottom left, I see it. Like it's very potent. That it looks like that.
And also, I mean, I think he's based off of Genghis Khan, if I'm not mistaken. I
That's
think,
what-
and that's also Genghis Khan looks like too, with the horns coming out and all that shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do want to talk about this panel real quick because I did have something to say about it. I mentioned it in the chat when it happened that
yes.
Luffy just took a Thunder Bagura straight to the dome piece
Yes, he did.
and got
And
right
what?
back up,
How many chapters ago that shit put him on his ass and
put
we thought
him
he was
completely
dead?
on his ass.
Yep. Thunder
And,
Braga.
yeah. What I was thinking about it after I said that, I wondered, is Kaido stronger right now than at that point where he one-shot Luffy?
Oh.
I
Good
would
question.
Of course, I would have to
say
say
yeah, I would say
naturally,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
think so?
I think he's stronger, but I think Luffy's a lot weaker.
Yeah. I do
And
agree
another
with
thing is that Kaido is fucking gassed, I think, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they are making a point to, like, Kaido is, like, super gassed, like, almost more so than Luffy. Because, yo, they're slugging it out, and it almost looks like a fucking real-life fight where niggas can barely stand while they're punching each other and shit like that. And he's holding the island up, he's fought all these people, the Scabbards, the Supernova, Yamato. So, I think they're making a point to seem that, like, A, Luffy got lost strong, of course, and
Yes.
B, Kaido's fucking tired, man.
Yeah, this is
I
like
was
Luffy.
thinking that, right? I was thinking that, but I do just to counter argue that, I do think that him being in his human hybrid form holds a little bit of merit too. Because when he
Facts,
first did it,
facts.
he was in just straight human form.
Correct.
So
I'm assuming the hybrid form is like the best of both.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely
No.
the best, bro.
Yeah.
The dragon one was
Literal
scrubbed,
best
in my
form
opinion.
of
yeah, the
any
dragon one
form.
was just for like killing fodder and shit. And
Yeah, and
scaring
he
people.
took L's in that form, bro.
Yeah, nah, 100%.
Yeah.
Whenever a Zoan gets serious, they always go into the hybrid form. The hybrid
Facts.
form is the strongest form of all Zoans, if I'm not mistaken.
Fact.
Yeah. Drake
Outside
was in
of
his
outside
hybrid
of
form.
Awakening.
That's true.
Raw Blue Cheek, Kaku, yeah, you're spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Also,
hybrid form is the strongest.
This is kind of like Luffy's like, I could do this all day, moment, like how Captain America does that in Marvel. Like, it's fucking beautiful. Like,
Mhm.
oh
Also,
man.
Luffy when he first fought Kaido and he got knocked out, Thunder Bagua honestly is like the equivalent of a Gun Gun pistol. So for Kaido, I feel like low key. So the fact that Luffy's tanking it now and stuff like that, or like he's holding his own much better, like I feel like it's more so a testament that Luffy's gotten stronger more so than Kaido's gotten weaker. Because sure, we could say like Kaido is technically getting weaker, but by how much? I don't think it's a significant difference to the point where it's like, okay, we can like kind of like downplay somewhat of the fight right here because Kaido's tired. So I don't think there's much speculation after this point. I feel like if Kaido is tired, it's like by 5%, or like it will earlier. It's like a 5% to 10%. Maybe he's a little bit more tired, but not by a drastic amount. I feel like one, he's not so tired to the point where it's like, okay, Luffy has just gotten that much ahead of him, and then two, I feel like we didn't even get all this. We're still not getting all the stuff that Kaido can do because we haven't seen Awakening yet and all these other things. So,
Well, what if the Awakening for Zoan is hybrid form? Because I don't see.
We know
How-
what the Awakening looks like for his own. The Impel Down Guards. They're like,
yeah, it's not hybrid form. It's more well, I guess it technically is hybrid, but it's more like a stat boost, like an insane stat boost.
Yeah,
And
it's like not much different from hybrid. It's just more D's, I think.
Okay.
yeah, more strength, more speed, more durability, and then on top of that, they become more beast-like.
Yeah, that's
the
a big point. Yeah,
Okay.
So they
kind of like become unleashed in a way. I guess.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So we know what it looks like. So he's not in it right now, but yeah, I feel like we had to see that eventually.
I wouldn't. Real quick, I wouldn't disrespect Thunderbaga to like Gum Gum Pistol. I say maybe like Gum Gum Bazooka, like because it is one of Kaido's like strongest moves. 'Cause he did it to Yamato also, and
Yeah,
like whenever.
When I say that, I mean that's like his opener. I feel like
Oh,
that's
okay,
Luffy's opener.
fair.
I'm not saying like it's equivalent to their strength. I mean like for Luffy's Gum Gum Pistol is what Kaido's like Thunder Bagua is, and it says that it's their openers. It's like, okay, this is my warm up.
Like I'm testing the
B&B.
water. I'm testing the water.
Yeah, like
B&B,
Yo, the B&B.
The Gogeta 5M, if I should say.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
Let
Here
me
we go.
Wait, but is Thunder Bagger the name of the move or the weapon?
The
It's
move.
the name of the move. The
Ooh.
weapon has another name that I can tell you.
Yeah, I forgot.
Ooh.
Has it been named? It has a name.
Oh, it's the Asai Kai. I just searched it.
Asai Kai, I see.
I think it
Oh,
might.
It's probably one of the legendary weapons, to be honest. I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it might be actually like a
because
Dream Gate sword, but I'll tell you.
Whitebeard's weapon was one of the legendary weapons.
Uro Kumigiri or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking spear,
Actually,
so
looks
it's definitely
like
not a sword.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely not a
that
fucking
look
sword.
like a cutting weapon. This is a club.
Facts.
I mean, it's a legendary weapon. Never, it's not a sword.
The wiki does not have it as a.
That'd be
Legendary
insane if it
specs,
was.
really
I'd
great
be
sword.
like,
That
oh,
would be
I don't confirm swordsman now.
Zoro, yo,
confirmed
ZKK, bro. Zoro has to kill him now. That's the only explanation. But yeah, I don't think Luffy's only winning because Kaido is weak or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kaido would definitely, but I do think they're making a point at least to show that Kaido's definitely gotten more tired because he's doing all this and he's holding the island up. He's moving the fucking entire island, and
he got cut up by Zoro. Like
he got cut up by Zoro. Like he was actually fighting Yamato. The supernovas, the scabbards, at least were like stabbing him, making him bleed.
Yeah.
I think though, because they made a point to say like he can't even fully hold it up. There's rubble coming down from the island because like he can't fully hold it up anymore. So they are making a point, at least to me, to say that okay, Kaido's kind of getting tired. This is our only chance. And I also think that Luffy is gonna beat him. We all know that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean Luffy's stronger than Kaido. I do think Luffy's Yonko level. They show us that because of the sky splitting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like if there was like both fresh, I don't think Luffy's winning.
Yeah, I agree. I actually do agree with that. Well,
That's it.
if-
But I don't
if-
think. But he's
do you
not winning
think-
just because he's tired. That's all.
yeah. Do you think if right now at this moment something happened that would cause Luffy and Kaido to both stop the fight, get fully rested, and then continue the fight?
I think
From right
Kaido.
now
hope
at this
not.
point.
That would be.
I think Kaido.
So that, in my opinion, would go into more deeper theory about like possibly the raid failing or stuff like that. But in my personal opinion, like
Well,
I think,
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it to say that. To say
Like,
the
if it's
event will
gonna
happen.
happen.
Yeah, I'm
But like
saying that
hypothetically,
to.
if I got you.
oh, okay.
Like,
So
like if that happens and then they heal up and then they fight like how they are now.
Right.
Yeah, it's to compare the power levels. How strong are they really?
Well, I
Because
think,
Luffy right now
I think
is
Kaido's
pretty.
taking that.
Even right now with all the Luffy's being able to hurt him now and stuff.
I do like. It wouldn't be like free,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, like I feel like they're making a point for it, like how tired he is, bro. Like that's just how it feels to me.
let's also
Not to say Luffy's not tired too. Like, Luffy definitely.
no.
Yeah.
But let's not forget though. Luffy got beat while up there, was down, and he got to eat and regenerate while Kaido was still fighting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and to me though, that's like a stamina
fact.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like less so like, because people think like the meat like healed him or some shit like that. Pause. But like
I mean, it be like that, bro. Shit.
Yo. But I don't think it healed him or anything. I just think it was a stamina thing. You know, he got up. He's definitely still wounded and shit. But like Kaido is wounded, and he's been doing this shit for like the whole raid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo,
Yeah.
While holding up the
because
while holding up the island.
wow, because after he beat
I mean,
Luffy,
man,
he went after Yamato real quick.
Yeah, he scrapped Yamato. Like he had
yeah,
and before that he was fighting the fucking supernovas.
Yeah.
So and before that he was fighting the scabbards, like who were obviously they kind of got smoked, but like they still were making him bleed and shit. So yeah, I like to me Oda is making a point to show like the weakness thing. It's obviously who fucking knows if Luffy will be Kaido if they're both full right now.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
You actually have a good point, and because what you just said reminded me of the fact that like I feel like both of the Yonkos, Big Mom and Kaido, they're just now starting to get more serious. Because here's the thing, Big Mom, like she wasn't fully serious when Kid and Law pulled out their trump cards, and she said, "Okay, I'm gonna show y'all what it means to be a Yonko now. This y'all wanted me, y'all got me." And Kaido, I feel like if he pulled the clouds away and it rejuvenates some of his strength, that's like a Frieza moment back in old Dragon Ball Z where Frieza was like, I've been using 10% of my power. Let me show you 50.
Chill, bro.
That would be sick. I'm not gonna lie. If he just fucking said fuck this island and just let it fall just to smack Luffy around harder, that would actually be fucking. And then it would be on Momo to keep holding it up and shit. That would actually be mad sick.
When they get serious, that some shit is gonna go down. I feel like that. So you got a point. I feel like that could low key be a thing if you chose to just say fuck these clouds.
It remains to be seen like how tired Kaido is. You know what I'm saying? We don't know because he's still. I do think though they're trying to show that like especially this chapter this fight is even as how whatever happened before this in this moment this fight's even. It goes either way. You know what I'm saying? So we will actually we will see. I think it's sick to see Luffy fucking scrapping a Yonko. I do think he's on that level no matter what because of the sky splitting. It's like a fucking fact. He's Yonko level. This thing is like OD, bro. I don't think it's like debatable.
I think I say this every single episode, but I am extremely excited for post Wano. Watching the world react to Luffy coming out with a Yonko title, defeating a Yonko with Yonko strength, with a fleet behind him, with a crew and a fleet behind him. Like he's actually gonna be one of the strongest characters in the entire show, in the entire series.
Dope.
Yo, it's great. It's great that you bring that up, Kelly.
I think the day when I see it, when you see Luffy and them get that full-on Yonko betrayal, I'm gonna flip my shit. I'm gonna be like, Luffy.
Because Morgan's already labeled him as the fifth Yonko, right? Like everyone.
He's already been he's unofficial fifth Yonko.
But after this though, like how you're saying, now everyone like the Navy and everyone's gonna be like, oh shit. He took down He took down Kaido and Big Mom. All right, now he definitely is a serious threat. Because they still don't. Not that they don't see him as a serious threat, but like
they do. But they see him as like okay. So like Marineford, they established that Luffy, he's not just some like super. He's like someone we need to pay attention to. And that made them like chase him and like everything else. You know what's funny throughout the series? Everybody who's like a big shot ass pirate, Marines have always been terrified of dealing with them, except for Luffy, who is a big shot pirate himself. And there are some Marines that were scared of him. I remember when like Luffy went back to Marineford to ring the bells. There was that dude who got in front of Luffy, and Luffy just straight up looked at him, and he was just too timid to fight him. And some people have been like that, but when he gets this Yonko title, when he becomes a full Yonko too, no Marine is going to regularly want to fuck with Luffy. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
100%.
First one running up going to be Kobe, and I can't wait to see that. I can't wait.
That Kobe Luffy renewal is going to be fire.
I think about the idea of like the threat level that Luffy presents. I think an interesting thing that happened in this chapter was the CP0 talking to each other. And I don't know if it was Rob Luke talking to them, but someone was telling these niggas like, "Yo, just get the fuck out of there!" Shit's on fire. Like it's going crazy. It's like the shit. Like the island's gonna crash. Blah blah blah. So I think that's an interesting thing that a development maybe like that. This might be the like that could be the last we see of CP0. That might be what they do for the arc is just fucking fuck up X Drake. Well, I don't think that's the case, honestly, but
They did fuck him up.
They did tell him to leave. They did say, "Yo, get the fuck out of there." Like, you guys think that's going anywhere? Do you guys think they're actually gonna leave? Think they're gonna do more?
I think that they'll do more because I feel like it'd be weird to have them like move out just to simply fuck up Drake. I think like what's the like point? Someone else could have done that. I feel like if it was that important, but I feel like they're gonna do more. I feel like because they almost had a whole chapter dedicated to them like talking, or at least half a chapter talking about getting Robin and making a big deal, and then Oda switching straight to Brooke and Robin showing like, okay, there's going to be some shit happening.
Yeah.
I feel like if they get away, they still going to run into them, or like something's going to happen, and maybe CP0 will still try to swoop in and take Robin maybe at the end, and they'll be too afraid to fight Luffy or something. I don't know.
I feel like these agents seem more like stick to their orders, so I think they will listen and run away. But I do think you're right that they're gonna meet up with someone while running away and then end up having to fight possibly.
Yeah, the Marines are on their way to die, right? So that could be a possible
And the thing is, we don't know. I'm pretty sure, right? The CP0 is separate from the Marines. Like,
they don't really work together.
Yeah, so I feel like CP0 knows that Marines are coming, but I feel like the Marines don't know that CP0's there. So we might get a smoker.
The Marines might know, actually.
They might.
Aren't those ships Marine ships?
Well, the ship are Marine ships, but
They're Marine ships, yeah.
So like maybe CP0 didn't tell them that they were there, but X Drake told Kobe they were there.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, wait. So
True.
wait, are y'all saying that like when Rob Lucci, when he was like Marine ships are outside, that wasn't them that brought them there? They were already coming.
Maybe like on the side.
He was updating his people like, hey, Marines are here. We need to get like type. Okay.
Yeah, it's like we they're gonna do an operation.
Sense,
we're gonna do operation. We're gonna do operation at the same time. You know, so maybe something like that. You know, that makes sense to me because they're working in tandem. Doesn't really make sense to me. But they are both government.
A little props to Drake because the one CP0 agent did say that he was a handful. I mean. He ain't no slouch.
Yeah, he's just
He
super.
was
no
a
slouch.
handful. He was a little something.
He's a little solid. He's a little
He lay
solid.
down on the ground like they fucking holes in his
That boy is Dunzo on the ground. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Another thing-
he
another
was
really
a part of Toby Ropo. He was almost promoted to commander of the not Blackbeard, but Kaido's crew, or the next up in line when they were talking about it. And the Toby Ropo were like, Drake, you probably could be a calamity or whatever, even though he didn't want it.
That's pretty interesting. I think another really really interesting thing that CP0 said is like the kind of thing that like Oda just teasing us, bro. He's like, yo, if the Straw Hats win, bro, like this is gonna be crazy because like it's just gonna add even more to what's happening around the world. And it's like, dude, what is happening around the world, man? What do you mean by that? It's like, you know, the Drifty, like, what do you mean by that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly like I'm like, yo, what does that mean, bro? Like another little teaser thing. Yeah, she was one. That was very interesting.
Great going down here. Also, I just remembered that the anime revealed because the anime has actually been really bad with revealing stuff that's happened in the manga later on. Early, they've been actually really bad with it, but it revealed that the person that had a 1% chance of surviving the night that Hawkins predicted, that
Drake,
person
right?
was Drake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
damn.
Yeah,
the
the anime actually came out and revealed that shit. So now him being here like this,
That's
I don't
the
know,
anime
man.
on some shit for that one. That's
Hawkins been
Did they reveal that in the manga?
Nah, they
no,
didn't.
they in the manga. So they Hawkins made the prediction: a certain man will not make it through the night, has a 1% chance of surviving the night, and then in the anime, Hawkins actually drops Drake's name.
Yeah, but he drops it when he confronts Drake with Queen. Remember? So what chapter was that when he got outed?
When they're talking about.
Oh, he was next to Drake when he did it in the manga.
Nah, I think it was when Who's Who was telling Drake, "Let's go murk Queen." I think.
No,
I'm gonna go back and look real
I do
quick.
remember that. I do remember something like that.
And then Hawkins was
saying that shit.
doing.
And someone's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, don't even worry about it."
Yeah, and then
I remember that.
the next scene we see is
Yeah,
Drake being with Queen
theorized
getting
that it was Drake.
confronted.
Yeah, I did hear people thinking that it was Drake, but I guess the anime just confirms it. So
Okay.
they implied it in the manga, is what I guess we should
If-
say.
If anyone remembers what chapter when he gets outed,
I'm not gonna lie, I
it's
don't-
definitely
There's so
like
much
in the
shit that passed,
900s,
Probably like
two
990,
chapters.
like
990. I'm gonna check that right now.
yeah, probably like 993 or something like that.
It's something like that. I think it's like 990. I'm looking right now too. It's like it has to be like
It's
990.
94, if I'm shooting right.
Let me see.
Oh, and it's definitely before that because they're already fighting on the rooftop. Oh no, I think you're right. Actually, 990.
Top is 1,000, or like
Not-
when they got there.
yeah, rooftop is
No,
Oh.
you're right. 990.
Okay.
Army
That
of
was
One. Yeah, that's
minute,
when
yeah.
Drake asked him to help him. Yeah.
All right, we're
Okay,
going to
yeah,
get Queen. The sound of this.
Oh, you know what? Funnily, okay, it's pretty obvious. Okay, looking back, it's kind of obvious in what they say. So, Hawkins says 1%, and Drake's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And then
Yeah.
Hawkins says, "The chances of a certain man surviving until tomorrow." And Drake says, 1% sucks to be him. That's like
actually mad
I
funny.
think it's kind of obvious.
Yo, okay, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's how.
okay, I guess I just didn't remember how clearly they said
Yeah, I didn't remember that clearly either. Now thinking about it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's down. He's the fucking captain of Sword, bro. Like this little known organization of the Marines that we don't know that much about. Like we can't see the captain take an L like that. You know what I'm saying, bro?
You know what's
That's
funny?
mad
Drake
funny.
got a lot of freaking
Hilarious.
accolades.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
Drake got a lot of accolades. He's a supernova. He was a Toby Ropo. He was a rear admiral, captain of sword. Like just so many different.
Yeah, he's so
all-
many things, but who is
all
he?
them-
Pete?
I was about to say all them accolades and no dubs. That's crazy.
Yeah, like just take an L. My nigga out here trading with the food, bro.
Don't let that
So,
shit happen
No,
to
but Callie, you're right. They actually don't say any. Don't mention it in the.
they don't mention the
Man,
manga,
they
but
don't.
Yeah, but
looking
But,
back, now
but
that
it's
he says it-
implied.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
but-
obvious. At
yeah,
this.
it's a bit
Yeah.
obvious. It is a bit obvious. I won't lie. If there's one thing I wanted to bring up, since we're coming up on an hour, before we come close to wrapping up, I just wanted to bring up the King and Kaido scene of this chapter.
this chapter?
Yeah,
Oh,
like this latest
yeah.
chapter. There's like a little scene of them two.
Yeah, it's like 2 pages. Not even.
Literally,
2
not
pages,
yeah,
a
it's
couple
barely like a
pages.
page. I just wanted to find it because it's when King is like falling and he remembers it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's like page 1 and 2. Okay, so like
Yeah.
Kaido asks him, he said, "You still believe that, King? And you think I'm Joy Boy?" Okay, that's an interesting thing, right?
We're talking about the latest chapter.
Literally,
Yeah.
latest chapter.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
very most
990
recent-
one.
No.
No.
It's
But
like
then-
the very first page, right?
Yeah, literally,
Right.
literally page 1 and 2, right? So, and then he asks him, "Is the world I'm making really the world you wanted as a Lunarian, right? Or like whatever King wanted as, part of whatever drives him, right?"
Yeah.
So, and then King at this point says, "Legends are legends. I don't give a fuck. I owe you my life. I'll follow you forever as long as you continue being number one, like the strongest in the world." So, a very interesting thing to me is that, is this how Kaido knows everything by being acquainted with a Lunarian? Like, did King fill him in with all these ideas of what Joy Boy is and stuff like that? Because Lunarians were there before the void century, right? Like they're like in distant time or whatever. Before
That
the
one
world
makes sense
government
of this
lived on.
conversation here.
Yeah, before the world government lived on Marijua, the Lunarians were there. They obviously had some sort of fucked up history or whatever because they were.
We also don't even know how much King knows though. At the end of the day, like,
That's true. That's a good
true.
point. That's a
We-
good
He,
point.
he was a
Right.
kid.
do we even know how old he is? If he was like,
No.
do
We don't- I don't
Lunarians
think
live hundreds of years? You know? Like,
Yo,
That's a good question.
it-
That's a good question.
I don't think so because it looks like 30 years ago. He looks like a teenager.
yeah, he definitely looks
he
younger.
kinda does.
So we can assume that he ages.
Yeah, he lives like a
Normally.
normal person, right?
But
But
that, Go ahead.
the thing is that so I think maybe in a fucked up way, like maybe they're keeping the Lunarians alive, force them to have kids or whatever, so that the lineage continues, so they can keep using them, in like experiments or whatever. And within these groups, I'm just gonna assume that maybe they pass down these legends of Joy Boy or whatever these legends mean,
Yeah.
and maybe that's how Kaido has become privy to this knowledge of what Joy Boy really means. And at this point, by the way, Kaido has already given up on being Joy Boy. Because he's like almost laughing at the idea that he's still Joy Boy. Like it's like, yeah, heck, there's no way that's still the case. Like, there's no way you still believe that, right? So I just thought that was really, really interesting. I'm saying
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that like his because what we talked about the wording where it says, "Is the world I'm making really the world you wanted?" I think when he says that, you know, there's some type of implication to where if you're Joy Boy or if you're confirmed Joy Boy, it's what like something that the Lunarians all together, like there's some type of like grander scheme thing to like what the world should entail to whoever and the responsibilities of the person whoever is considered Joy Boy. And I feel like Kaido, when he said that, he's saying like, is the world I'm making really the world you wanted? As in like, I might be opposing a lot of stuff that you like, that what it means to be Joy Boy in the first place. Are you sure that's like, are you calling me
sure
Joy
you want
Boy?
to get down with this, essentially.
Yeah, and like on top of that, when Kaido struck down Luffy and he said, doesn't look like you're Joy Boy either, and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, like, is it like basically there might have been a point where he was thinking about being Joy Boy, or he thought maybe he could have been Joy Boy?
Yeah, that's like the bug.
Yeah, YOHO definitely brought that
Wano,
up. The chat a few weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah, that's the popular theory that he like for some whatever reason he believes that, you know, he was gonna be Joy Boy, he was gonna change the world or whatever, and then for some, you know, like 300 or 30 years later, he's a fucking depressed drunk. Okay, and, when he beats Luffy, he asks, and he's like you said, he's like, so you couldn't be Joy Boy either, and
I
think
feel like it's still possible that there's something battle related to why he couldn't be Joy Boy.
Like I think the idea is that some people think that like Kaido knows the true history or whatever and knows like, you know, what's supposed to happen in the next few years. So he goes to Wano because he knows that eventually Joy Boy is gonna come to Wano to liberate it and open its borders or whatever. So he wants to be there, stand in their way, and if they defeat him, he's gonna be like, damn, maybe this person really is Joy Boy. So
he's legit gatekeeping. That's it.
He's literally gatekeeping. Right? So,
I don't think that Joy Boy gatekeeper.
Yeah, literally a gatekeeper.
Think about it. All the Yonkos are just gatekeeping the whole time. They could have fucking found One Piece themselves if they really wanted to. They're like, nah.
Actually, Joy Boy is hilarious. Oh my god,
it's hilarious. But I think
Joy Boy.
another thing that I thought was really, really interesting was that there's a chapter in 10:18 or something like that when Luffy and Kaido are scrapping while on the rooftop. I think it's still when like Zoro and them are still on the rooftop as well. And Kaido asks him, or maybe I don't know, maybe it's later, but he says to him basically, he's like, "Man, the light never really leaves your eyes, does it, Straw Hat?"
Yeah.
Right? And they're both smiling, but Kaido's eyes are really darkened, like they have like a shadow over them.
He's seen some shit.
Because his dream of being Joy Boy or whatever has been shattered, right? Like,
So,
he's not the bright-eyed person that he was, who Luffy, and in front of him he sees the person he was in the past, like Luffy, right? Who could be Joy Boy, who's always smiling and stuff like that. But I think an interesting thing is that in this chapter, those shadows are gone. And the smile that he gives Luffy, the shadows over his eyes are no longer there.
That's a
so
good
in a
call.
way, Luffy is kind of changing his perspective, and he's like, "Damn, the dream is still alive."
Just like he changed Katakuri.
You definitely see a little light in his eyes. That's crazy.
Now that you mention it, if you see those moments where you first see like young Goldie, young Kaido, young Luffy, their smiles are all very similar. Like, you know, like when, now that
happy.
yeah, and now that Straw Hat mentioned it, Straw Hat, you know how you said that you think that the battles that they go through is what I don't think it's battles per se. I think it's the obstacles. Like Luffy lost his brother. Like, it's the shit that you go through, like losing your brother, losing someone close to you, and still finding reason to keep going and perceive. I think that's how you become Joy Boy. Now, I don't know. I'm just spitballing because like.
I definitely agree.
Yeah,
and I think
kind of lost could Kaido have really gone through to be to the point to where he just is giving up mentally.
yeah, and Kaido beyond just the idea of being Joy Boy, Kaido's gonna have some fucked up backstory because when he was laying out Yamato, he was telling her, he's like, yo, what makes you think you can rock with these humans? Like they'll do nothing but persecute you, and when they get the chance, they'll act differently. They're just acting like they fuck with you. So he's kind of projecting when he did that chapter.
Yeah,
he's
so
like you can't
I
rock.
hope I get that kind of backstory soon.
That probably deals with like his wife, maybe, you know.
Yeah, maybe
like,
his family or whatever. Or
It would
like,
also explain why he he runs the Beast Pirates, a whole pirate group full of non-humans.
Yeah, and the world government experimented on this nigga, bro. And I'm sure that wasn't the most pleasant thing ever, right? So I really think that like it's gonna be some interesting thing. And another thing about like the whole Joy Boy idea and what it takes to become Joy Boy.
That's crazy.
Was that Goldie Roger, for example? The only reason he wasn't Joy Boy was because he was 20 years too early, right? The princess,
so whatever that means.
Shirahoshi wasn't born yet, so one of the ancient weapons that he needed wasn't born yet, or whatever. So yeah, he said that we were too early. I think he just said that to someone.
Something like that, yeah.
He did.
He said some years.
Oh, I was just gonna say one real quick thing that I also remembered because it's funny, like remember like I told y'all my theory about like laughter and like
I was gonna bring it up, bro. I was gonna bring the D up. Don't worry, bro.
Remember, like I'm glad you said that Roger 20 years too early, but what did he name the place?
Laugh-Tale.
I feel like there's something there between
there is, bro.
There's something there between like the smile, the laughter, and stuff like that in a very peculiar or like tough situation, like fighting a Yonko, for instance, like something there.
Yeah, and I think like one thing that goes with that is what I was actually gonna say next was that like when you look at, we've heard the idea of this prophecy, right? Like everyone says, oh, Joy Boy is gonna come in 20 years. You know, Toki said the same thing. And Odin was telling her, he's like, yo, if you want to see the world be turned on its head, go 20 years in the future. Like, it will happen, right? And so I think the idea, I don't know if everyone saw Naruto here, but the idea of, like, destiny and, you know, like, a prophecy, now it sometimes doesn't go too well. It seems contrived. And, like, how everything was forced to happen a certain way. That's how they fucking ruined the end of Naruto. But for One Piece, the reason why I'm not too worried about that is because it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys are Harry Potter, but the big thing there was that Harry was the chosen one, but he didn't have to be.
Yeah.
It could have been like Neville or some other shit.
It could have been Neville. Yep.
And
it could have been Neville.
I think this is what I think that this kind of dichotomy is going to be between Luffy and Blackbeard, in that the way you go about things and the way you get through things is what's going to ultimately give you the power or the resources to become Joy Boy or like make the world that you wanted. Because Luffy's doing it the right way, right? Luffy's helping people, he's attracting allies. Is like Miyako said, his biggest power is attracting people, right? And Blackbeard is doing things through force. He tells these niggas fucking kill each other.
Force and fear. Yes, exactly, bro.
Right. So I think that's gonna be like we're gonna get a bit of an insight on the process with Kaido's backstory. Yo, I'm fucking stupid as hell. What if his name is Kai Dio? That's what I'm saying.
Bro, I'm telling y'all, man.
Stop right now.
Like, oh my god.
That was the most random ass bombshell. Yo, relax.
I just thought about it because I think you have to, like, I think the Will of D is gonna come up because Roger, like, Luffy, Blackbeard, other people I feel like want to change the world in that way. So they're all Will of D members. Maybe man, wouldn't it be crazy if Kaido just couldn't because he wasn't a Will of D?
But that just goes to show you how impressive he is as an individual. Because like he did all this shit and he's not even a Will of D. Same thing. We don't even know Shanks' name now that you said it. He just goes by Shanks. He's probably like, I'm not gonna tell you my full name. Like, you just call me Shanks.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Why did they like hide the D in gold Roger, but not like Monkey D, whoever, right?
Well, because
I guess because the Pirate King, the kind of infamy, of course. But
remember, the only reason we know that he goes by Gold D Roger because he told Whitebeard. Like, we know that conversation. Well, meanwhile,
even Kureha knew. Even Dr. Kureha knew. She knew.
I mean, okay. Well, but I feel like when they made that first announcement, though, like when he died, they still called him Gold Roger, you know. So I feel like it might not be a common thing. And Dr. Kureha is a very smart woman too.
Yeah, she's definitely in the know. Like, she talks about stuff like that. But I'm wondering, like if I feel like if the world government, if they're gonna hide Gold D Roger, like, why don't you just hide every D member? I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, they don't control the press.
Don't they make the bounties?
I don't think
I would honestly like to think that the world government has a hand in
the Marines make the bounties. They talked about it.
Not all of it, dude. Morgan has gone against them before.
Morgan has gone against them. That's true. But in terms of just the bounties, right? Like in terms of how they publicize food.
Yeah,
right?
and even the government agent coming in there and telling them, you know, this is what you're gonna print. Like, even Morgan fought back, but I'm sure he's not the only news coverager, I guess.
And also, we don't know how
Possibly.
long Morgan has been covering that news too,
Right.
That's a good
because
point.
you know he could have been a new editor or some shit like.
Right. Yeah, we don't know if Morgan was there when Gold
Yeah,
Roger
Right.
that's true.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
like there or not. But if they had more control of the press back then yeah, like I can see that maybe more so. Like maybe Morgan, when he came in there, he changed things up, and so they couldn't really suppress like the D name and stuff like
That'd be
that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because
The D
it's like
name,
a,
if you think about it, the D name is already suppressed anyway because it's just the D initial. So
yeah, we'll
like
find
as
out.
time went on, that name has been like, you know,
Yeah.
been hidden as far as time goes on. So I don't know. It could be the fact that like when if Kaido was a D and he was there back then too. So he was
Yeah.
during Gold Roger's time. So I can see his name being covered too.
They
It's just
fought.
for the
They
new
fought against
generation
each other.
shift,
Yeah.
it just wasn't like that. But then again, like, why was Garp's name not covered either?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
What?
he's a Marine though.
yeah, but
Well, 'cause
like,
they probably want to use that for publicity. They're like, oh shit, we have a D ourselves. You know what I mean? Like,
Where
I
did
don't
we
know.
get that
Possibility.
conversation with Whitebeard?
It happens in
the Odin flashback, I believe.
yeah, where he tells them about
Was
he's
it
like-
it happened during
wait,
White
wait,
back
what?
in Marineford. That's when that
yeah.
conversation.
Mm, mm.
That's when that happened.
I was
Because
gonna say.
in the Odin
But
one,
he
he
told-
tells them about like the fucking the last island and the road pointers and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he first met, in Odin's flashback, he met up with Whitebeard. That was a year before his final voyage to.
Yes, yes,
to,
you're right, you're right.
Lafayette.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when Whitebeard's flashback, which is like chronologically speaking, Marineford, he remembered the flashback.
The last meeting they had. Yeah.
After Gold Roger's voyage or whatever, he met up with Whitebeard at some point. And
Yeah, because he offers to tell him where it is.
Yeah, he tells them where One Piece is. And
Oh
what,
yeah,
what
he
he
offers
said.
to tell it, and then
He's like, I'll tell you
"What's
what it's- He's like, yo, relax, bro. Yeah, I'm not about to lie. That's crazy, man. It is insane. I think he tells him about the Will of D and stuff too.
Yeah, he did.
He said
He
he
did.
wanted to know what the D
He literally tells him what the D means, stuff like that. Dude, that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, bro. What the fuck?
And hey, also
One
there's
Piece,
something
man.
else that I have to look back in the manga for this, but there's something else too. This goes into like some other maybe potential bigger theory. There's something related to Conqueror's Haki and the Will of D because for some odd reason, when Luffy used Conqueror, I recently read this at Marineford when Luffy first used Conqueror's Haki unconsciously there. And Whitebeard like screamed at everybody to charge behind Luffy and protect him and stuff and help him get to his brother.
Mhm.
Whitebeard in his mind said that like, let me see what so you have it too. Let me see what the Will of D can do for it as far as forging into the future and stuff like that. So like, because he knew his name already. Ace already told him about his brother. He showed him the poster. He said, "Hey, Whitebeard, this is my dad. This is my brother." Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So he knew
Yeah.
the D initial was there, but he didn't really think about it like that until the Conqueror's Haki showed up. So he's like, "Hold up, wait a minute."
That's pretty interesting. That's actually I don't remember. That's crazy. Bro.
Yo, question: does Dragon's wanted poster say that his name is
Have you ever
Monkey
seen
D Dragon?
We never saw his one.
I don't think we've seen his wanted poster.
Never.
Oh, shit. This
We just know that he's the world's most wanted man.
most wanted man, right? Yeah.
Well, I actually heard that it was like the real translation is like world's worst criminal.
World's worst criminal. Okay.
Because I remember when they showed the bounties of the Yonko and they showed Whitebeard and Roger, they said no one has ever eclipsed these two's bounty.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, I like as much as like because as much as Dragon is probably the person who's like actively working against the world government, like I don't think he has the threat level of like a Kaido who could just pull
Yeah.
up and wreck shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, his betrayal has been very, very
The
epic. Like similar betrayal to Shanks in some shape or form in terms of like,
Yeah.
like
It's
I
definitely
think
possible.
yeah.
But like,
so
but like these the Yonko are known for amassing territories, amassing allies, and stuff like that,
Mhm.
right?
But not just that, but you got to think about it. It says something that it says something to the respect that they have for him that they don't even want that wanted poster out. Like they don't even really talk about
But is it that
Dragon in the Revolutionary Army.
he doesn't want them out, or like, or is Oda just holding it back?
Is it possible that he might not even have a wanted poster?
Impossible. Sabo has one.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because it's like, yeah, you're right. No, it's like it's not talked about much
Because the government's not gonna want people knowing about a revolutionary army. They're like, why is there a revolutionary army? Oh, because the government sucks.
No, he doesn't.
You know, like
He doesn't have a bounty. He doesn't have a wanted poster. That's crazy. My bad. I was like genuinely searching just now, like hitting my phone searching.
I'm looking right now too.
Yeah, no, he
definitely
doesn't
doesn't have a wanted poster. We don't know.
Crazy.
We don't know what
His
his
bounty is just
wanted poster is, but I do remember if you go back to chapter 100, Smoker said when Dragon came in and saved Luffy, he was like, the government's been looking for you everywhere. So he probably, I don't know, he probably does have a wanted poster. We just ain't got the reveal yet.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, he has to have one. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Sabo's and we saw the other commanders. We saw.
Yeah, he has one, but we never got the reveal. I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. There's so much left to know.
Sitting up there near Rogers.
There's so much left to know, man. And like we said, like bro, the second we get out of Wano, man, the world has whatever. Because it's been it's been 2 weeks since the river is all I'm trying to say, bro. 14 full days, like in One Piece time. So a lot of shit could happen. The Kobe, like all the warlords fights are probably done. Like, so my nigga.
Wait, didn't we get a time skip in the middle of Wano? Or like,
yeah, it's been 2 weeks because they did like because when Jinbei was gonna come, when they're talking about Jinbei coming, and when Zoro got Enma, that was 2 weeks before the raid. If I'm
it was only 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that. My bad.
No. Yeah, and then and even then it was like, I think there was like getting to Wano, and then the time when Luffy was in the prison and stuff like that. So like it's been some time since the raid.
Yeah, because they were training. They were
training and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember that.
So much stuff has happened. It's gonna be crazy. And for this chapter, we got a lot of updates on what's happening on Onigashima, like the fight, stuff like that. Kaido, Big Mom, Fukurokuju and Raizo, X-Drake is smoked, TB0 might be leaving. Sanji Zoro fights are over. Am I missing anything?
That's about it. Also, real quick, one thing I liked about
they did show an update on Yamato too.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
And Momo as well. So
yeah.
I liked that the Raizo's like fire's not gonna like do anything to me because, Odin died didn't die boiling, but like I feel like because of that experience, he's like, I'm not gonna let this fire beat me.
Yeah, he said as mild as this wouldn't make me sweat. Very sick.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like a bigger. It was like a one panel update. You know what I'm saying? I thought it would be bigger because I think those two have a lot to say about like Wano and Orochi and stuff like that.
I agree.
But I guess it remains to be seen. And they showed Hiyori as well. And what's his name? Orochi is waiting for Fukurokuju to save him. So it's gonna be great. So yeah, honestly, I think that's about it for today. It's an hour 30. It was a sick chat.
Yeah, no, it was definitely mad dope. Definitely appreciate you guys holding it down. Shout out to everybody in chat, everybody listening on YouTube, Spotify, etc.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to upload it tonight.
Alright, cool. No, I guess this is it for episode 4. Until next time, guys, take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We will see y'all when we see y'all.
Later, guys. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Sick. Good shit,
YOHOHO.
That was fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.